on this channel in recent weeks, I've mentioned that I'd be reviewing Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance, which, for those of you that don't know, is a third-person hack-and-slash brawler game with 4 different character classes, abilities to unlock through the general leveling up process, and loads of loot to find, plus the ability to play the game with up to 3 other people for a 4-player co-op experience. The game's actually developed by 2Q Games, I believe that's how you say it, who I've not actually heard of before, and of course it's published by Wizards of the Coast. It's supposed to be somewhat of a spiritual successor to the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance games, or at least that's what I've heard, and the first game in that series appeared in 2001. It's definitely looking like a budget title though. I mean, it is releasing at about £30 to £35 in the UK depending on where you go, and I think it's around $40 in the US. It honestly looks like it will be a pretty decent game, but we all know how misleading game trailers can be, so, I've got my expectations well in check. Overall though, I'm looking forward to playing it, but today some news landed that at the time of recording, I've not really heard many people talking about, so I thought I would mention it. But before we get into all that, we recently passed the second sub goal on the channel, hitting 100 subscribers. And now we've moved on to arguably a much loftier goal of reaching 500 subs, and I need your help to do that. So please take a look at the rest of my content, and if you like what you see, consider subscribing to the channel by clicking that little red button just below the video. You honestly wouldn't believe how much it helps smaller channels like mine actually get noticed. So anyway, I received an email today from the company that I ordered my physical copy of the game from. And this email basically just explained that the release date had been moved from June 22nd to July 6th. So at that point I just kind of assumed that the game had suffered a small delay leading up to the launch, which was coming later in this month. To which I thought, no big deal. So I went and took a look around at the PSN store, and the game still said it would be released on the 22nd of June, and I again assumed that maybe Sony just hadn't updated it or something like that. I wasn't really sure. So I did a search on YouTube for the delay, but again, nothing really seemed to come up at the time. But then, after searching around on Google for a little while, I found a couple of articles on some websites that I'd honestly never heard of, and they were saying that the physical copy only had been delayed, and that the information came directly from the game's official Twitter page. So I went over there to take a quick look, and sure enough, the physical copy is getting delayed. Now, I don't personally use Twitter, but I was able to pop over there and grab some screenshots of the statements that were released by the official account. So the first tweet basically said that it would be delayed to the 13th of July, not the 6th. So again, I was a tad confused. But a short while later, another tweet appeared, which basically said that they had managed to almost fully correct the issue they were having, and that the physical copy would now be coming on July 6th instead of the 13th. That said, it's only the PS4 and PS5 physical versions that are being delayed. The Xbox versions and the PC version are all now releasing on June 22nd as originally planned, and that's both the digital and the physical. So to clarify, the PlayStation digital version will be out along with all the others on June 22nd, and the physical edition will now be coming on July 6th, and I believe that's worldwide. But after the intentional 1-month delay of the physical version of Necromunda Hired Gun, which I will be reviewing on this channel when I finally get my copy, I was ready to just be really, really angry about that initial delay, which seemed to be about 3 weeks at the time. But in this instance, it seems to honestly be a genuine issue that they had, and there wasn't supposed to be any staggered release for the different versions of the game. And on top of that, even though the version I'm personally getting is the only one affected, I definitely want to give credit to the developers and the publisher for sorting out the issue so quickly. Most companies do not give a crap about this kind of thing, and they seem to be happy and proud of what they've made, and they want to get it out there as quick as possible, so good on you for being able to at least fix the problem for a lot of customers. I think that's to be commended. A lot of news that comes out on YouTube or in articles by gaming outlets, a lot of stuff is always negative towards developers and publishers and video games, and I don't want it to be a one-sided thing. I think it's worth actually saying when they do something good, because not a lot of people do, and I think they should. I just kind of feel like our criticism to them means nothing if we don't also talk about when they do something good, when they do something consumer friendly. I just don't see the point in laying into them all the time and not giving them positive press when they actually do something good. That kind of thing just doesn't really sit right with me, But as I said, I will be affected by this. I wanted to review the game, but as most of you will know, I do not get review codes at the moment, and probably won't for a long time. And that means that my review on this game will be late, but again, that's probably going to be the case for most of the games that I review. I just don't get review codes, I don't get them early, I get games either the day before or on the day, and then I actually have to play, record, write the review, and all that kind of stuff. But you know, I always urge my viewers to seek out as many different reviews as you reasonably can, regardless of whether it's huge YouTubers like SkillUp, Yongye, Angry Joe, or tiny channels like mine, and everything in between. It's all just an opinion, so I urge you to look at as many different opinions as possible, and that should help you get a much broader idea of the game from a variety of different people. It just makes more sense to me. So yeah, I'm a bit annoyed that I won't get the game and be able to play it the same time as everyone else, but I do know that not everyone buys games day one, so maybe my review when it finally comes out will help someone down the line perhaps, who knows. But either way, I'm still going to play it, I'm still going to review it, and I hope some of you will be there to watch it. But what do you guys think of Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance? Do you plan to pick it up? Do you think it actually looks any good, or do you have absolutely zero interest in it? Let me know in the comments down below. Remember to check out the online retro game store Pyro Games. There'll be a direct link in the video description along with a discount code for 10% off your order. But with all that said, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.